Have you been struggling to stay consistent on YouTube or your goals? Well, don't worry, you're not the only one. Lately, I've been slacking off on my goals too, and it is very overwhelming. I always tell myself that I will get to my content creation today, tomorrow, the next day, and I always end up pushing my stuff to the side. If you want to build something, you want to build your platform, you want to get to your goals, you must stay consistent. But in order to do that, there's a couple things that you have to understand, and that is that life is going to attack you. Life is going to bring a lot of problems. Things will go on, and you must be ready for that. You must know that life will not be a straight line, and it's going to throw curves at you. Here's something that I have learned lately, and that is that being consistent doesn't mean you have to destroy yourself on a daily. Let's be real. If you have a 9 to 5, obviously you're going to be tired by the end of the day. And who wants to keep working, you know, who wants to really keep working after that? Nobody does. But when it comes down to your goals, you got to sacrifice. But you also can't sacrifice your health and your rest. And I have noticed that every time I have tried to do something, and even if that meant putting in 15 30 minutes of work, I eventually end up accomplishing my task. I haven't realized until now that I sat down for a moment and I started thinking, hold on, I put in so much effort and overkill myself thinking and thinking, and then I end up not doing anything. But every time I get to something and I put in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, those 15, 10, 30 minutes add up to an hour, and I end up getting better results. All right, so in a few minutes, I'll be going to the gym. And here's what I mean about being consistent. I try to make it to the gym 3 or 4 times a week. And there's weeks that I can't. There's weeks that I just make it once or twice. But at the end of the day, I never put in my head that I want to stop and I don't want to continue no more. I always want to keep going, even if I can make it one day or two or three. But during the summer, I work in landscaping, so I work quite often a lot of hours. When summertime hits, I can only hit the gym once, twice, 3 times. It's gonna be rare that I can make it to like 5 days. But my point is, even if I go once or twice, I never stop. It's a lifestyle. It's a place where I stop feeling stressed. I go and release a lot of energy, a lot of tension that's going on. And that's a place where I just get to relax for a moment. I enjoy that part of my lifestyle because at one time I was overweight. I would just want to be home and chill and sit and eat, and that was it. And when I started my fitness journey, I wanted to go 6 7 times a week, and that was an exaggeration. I got to a point where I started burning out. I started feeling tired. I just wasn't feeling the workouts no more. And the reason was it's because I just wanted to do so much. I was so eager to lose weight. I wanted to do everything. Now, fast forward a couple years later, I understand fitness better. I understand what to do. I understand that I don't have to be there for 2 hours, and I could be there for 40 minutes and knock it out as long as I'm training right. So yes, even though I can only make it once or twice, it's still progress. It still helps me with my lifestyle. So don't think that when you do little, it's nothing, it's not affecting. It does. It helps a lot. You have to appreciate the small steps before you jump into the big stuff. But now I just want to share this with you, and I want to share 2 things that I'm doing now that is helping me to get back on track. And yes, being consistent, like I said, doesn't mean you have to kill yourself a lot. You must put in the work, of course. That doesn't mean you have to push, your sleep to the side. Sleep is important. You must get your sleep in. So the first thing I started doing is I started focusing on one thing, and that means sticking to one task on a daily. Don't try to do 3, 4, 5, or 6 things at the same time. You can't. It's impossible. You are going to overwhelm yourself. Your brain is going to get stressed out, and most likely you're gonna fail. I only have so much time. Let me focus on one thing. Let me pick this one thing that I will stick to and I must finish. Now, changing into this mindset helped me a ton because I stopped stressing. And getting into this mindset is helping me a lot because now I know that I have to pick one thing and I have to stick to that one thing until it's done. And number 2, momentum builds with small wins. Pick that one thing and chop it up into pieces. And you're gonna think that this is gonna be time consuming because now you're doing everything at a slower pace. Well, think again. This works. I have done it and I am doing it now. Doing small things builds up momentum. Doing the small stuff is what gets you to the bigger stuff. And I have noticed that I haven't been feeling overwhelmed. I haven't been stressing out about a lot of stuff. And that is the reason that I'm here now creating. And I want to keep this pace because I want to keep creating more. I want to build up to more things. But you must understand, try to go small. Try to build up some momentum with those small little things that you're going to be doing. It is going to help you a ton. I know we want to get there quickly. I know we want to do whatever it is that we want to do at a fast pace, but understand that just doing all of that stuff and not focusing on one thing and not doing small things at a time, it's gonna stress you out. It's gonna get you overwhelmed. I don't think we're wired to do a whole bunch of stuff at the same time. Building a company, building a business, building a platform doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of effort. It takes more effort when you have a 9 to 5, when you actually have to be responsible and you actually have to pay your bills. You have to work to pay bills, but also we have to learn to trust